What is sin? Sin is transgression of the law. Without the law, you will not know that you sin. Sin means falling away from or missing the right path. The underlying idea of sin is that of law and of a lawgiver. The lawgiver is Yahuwah. Hence, sin is everything in disposition and purpose and conduct of Yahuwah's moral creatures that is contrary to the expressed will of Yahuwah. The sinfulness of sin lies in the fact that it is against Yahuwah. Even when the wrong we do is to others or ourselves. The being and law of Yahuwah are perfectly harmonious. God is love. Yahuwah is love. The sum of all the commandment likewise is love. Sin, thus, in its nature, is egotism, selfishness. Self is put in the place of God. Selfishness, not pure self-love, nor the exaggeration of it, but really in opposition to it, is at the bottom of all disobedience, and it becomes hostility to Yahuwah when it comes into collision with his law. All sin thus has a positive character, and the distinction between sins of commission and those of omission is only upon the surface. In both cases is actual disobedience, a term used to denote the effect of Adam's sin upon the moral life of his descendants. It is formally defined as that whereby man is very far gone from original righteousness and is of his own nature inclined to evil. The fact of sin in this sense is plainly declared in the scriptures, as we see in Galatians chapter 5 verses 19 through 21. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revellings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah. And we can see fornication everywhere. Lying, we hear and see this all the time. Adultery means the lust of other spouse. Indulge illicit lust, giving yourself to illicit sex without payment, gratifying illicit sex of the homosexual or the heterosexual, provoking incest, unfaithfulness to Yahuwah. Fornication, between the unmarried or married, indulge unlawful lust, illicit sexual practice with payment, illicit sexual practice of either sex, lust in the heart. Uncleanness, opposite of pure thoughts, spoken words, dirty physically or morally. Lasciviousness, promiscuous, expressing lust, excess, not restrained, bold in sin. Idolatry, anything dethroning Yahuwah. Covetousness, lack of gratitude to God. Stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. witchcraft, an antichrist practicing sorcery using medication, i.e. drugs, to charm as by enticing words, not relying on Yahuwah, an empty promise of peace. Another witchcraft is by enticing and subtle words. Hatred, inward disposition of hostility, lack of regard for another. Variance, not agreeing when you should, a quarrel. Emulation, to copy another, to equal or surpass. Jealousy as with malice. Wrath, great anger, fierceness. Strife, to argue, irritate, oppose, contention. Seditions, covert resistance, rebellion. Heresies, open opposition, demanding to have one's own way, to make a selection, i.e. as with a party or sect in resistance. Envyings, or ill will, spite. Jealousy, thinking the other person not at all worthy of having what they have because you want it yourself. Note here that what puts man apart from the beast is that God has visited man, not that they are worthy. Murders, organized slaughter, or to slay another. Yahushua says, even thinking ill of another puts you in danger of judgment. Drunkenness, from an intoxicant, your intoxication, i.e. being bewitched and drunk with desire. Yahuwah fills his mouth with woes against these and declares them to have no inheritance in the kingdom of Yahuwah. Revelings, a carousal or rioting, the letting loose of inhibitions, such as in a drunken rampage. Just wanted to share a little, and along with this goes the 7 deadly sins. And I just want to leave this here so that you have something, all of us have something to think about. You have 7 deadly sins: pride, envy, gluttony, lust, anger, greed, sloth. Number 1, pride is excessive belief in one's own abilities that interferes with the individual's recognition of the grace of Yahuwah. It has been called a sin from which all others arise. Pride is also known as vanity. Remember Ecclesiastes, vanity of vanities. Envy is the desire for others' traits, status, abilities, or situation. I've seen that. Gluttony is an inordinate desire to consume more than that which one requires. Lust is an inordinate craving for the pleasures of the body. Anger is manifested in the individual who spurns love and opts instead for fury. It is also known as wrath. Greed is the desire for material wealth or gain, ignoring the realm of the spiritual. It is also called avarice or covetousness. Sloth is the avoidance of physical or spiritual work. Now the Father wants us to do the right thing. That's why we need the commandments and laws, so that we can recognize where we go wrong. So those of us that are without are committing many of these things out of lack of knowledge or understanding. May the God of Israel bless you with great understanding, and that you would remember that our God left us with Galatians 5 verses 22 through 26. That's what you want to do. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law. And those who belong to Father and Messiah have crucified the flesh. Baruch Hashem, bless you.